Hey everyone, and welcome back to another car review from The Boys Racing. I'm TBZ Frostbite, here to review the 1995 Volkswagen Corrado VR6. Now, when I set out to find a car to review, I was looking for a unique, underrated vehicle. One that was not commonly used or had a meme on it. As I searched through the list of cars, I fell upon the Volkswagen Corrado. But when I began to do research on the history of this car, I found that there was a lot more to this car than meets the eye. To start, the Volkswagen Corrado came as a derivative from the Volkswagen Scirocco. Volkswagen had set out to make a more aggressive hatchback sports car, and the most notable feature on this car is its engine. This features a brand new engine that Volkswagen created, the 2.8-liter VR6 Volkswagen engine. Due to a struggle of needing an engine that provided more horsepower than their standard 1.8-liter, but that could fit into the engine bay of a small compact hatchback, what they developed was an engine that mixed together the concept of a V6 and inline 6. Whereas a normal V6 utilizes two-cylinder heads, the VR6 motor decreased the angle of the V, making it possible to use one cylinder head for this V6 motor. Because of this unique engine design, we have a very notable exhaust note. So before we dive into the look of this car, let's hear that exhaust note from the stock car. Well, unfortunately, this exhaust clip does not accurately capture the true exhaust note of the Volkswagen's VR6. It feels just a little bland, missing a bit of the underlying rumble tone that comes from the actual car itself. But I must say that the handling of the car is something to be admired. I had never previously noticed the rear active arrow that comes factory on this car. It is a nice touch to a car from 1995, remembering that this is a front-wheel drive car. The handling coming from this 178 horsepower engine has a lot of potential for a very fast yet effective handling sports car. It is a lightweight, coming in at 2,734 pounds, and both of these performance numbers combined makes for a vehicle that is very responsive to steering input, braking, and corner exiting. However, as we can see, there is still a lot of body roll that I think can be tuned out with some upgrades and proper tuning. So let's get this back to the garage and see what our upgrade options are for it. Back at the garage, we're going to see engine swaps. First, we have the 2-liter inline 4 out of the Volkswagen Golf and the 1.6-liter turbo rally engine. Our drivetrain swaps are a rear-wheel drivetrain and an all-wheel drivetrain. And our aspiration conversions show a large single-turbo and centrifugal supercharger. But I would have to say that the most surprising feature for this car are the body kit options available from the game, with 2 different front bumper options, 2 options for the rear bumper, and a side skirt. We now have the ability to make this a very customizable car, which is great. And finally, as always, yes, I am glad to see that this car has track width as options. I'm going to take this back into the garage and build it up for a nice little race car and be back in just a minute. All right, what I have built here is a 249 horsepower, 232 foot-pounds of torque, turbo-boosted front-wheel drive machine weighing in at 2,616 pounds. She's carried across the track with Vorsteiner VFF 101s at 17 inches. It's been repainted to a very custom color, utilizing Daishi's color board. I did apply one of the body kits and gave it a ride height that wasn't too slammed to the ground, but not sitting too high. I did spend a lot of time adjusting the suspension and anti-roll bars in order to compensate for the body roll, and in free roam, the driving was very smooth. But taking this on the track proved its sport-like capabilities. Around Dijon-Prenois, the Corrado felt planted, but still exhibited a front-wheel drive understeer, especially through the higher speed corners, veering off a bit onto the dirt patches. But even once the tire hit dirt, the chassis didn't lose any stability, staying planted to the ground. Braking was smooth and didn't lock up on turn entry. Acceleration was decent, but also allowed for early throttle on while exiting corners. This allowed for a fastest lap time of 1 minute 9.029 seconds around Dijon, outdoing the CRX by a whole second and a half. But this car definitely proved it's more of a low-speed technical car, as its time on NOLA, while still faster than the CRX, was still massively slower than the Supra, coming in at 1 minute 33.519 seconds. The lower top speed did allow the car to have better control into the corners, but put it at a large disadvantage on the straights and fast sweeps. Finally, the ratings scoreboard. Naturally, the Corrado looks old and unenthusiastic at first glance. Square body lines, no outstanding features that give it a true sports car look. But the optional body kits, the rim size options, and the track width, all these give the Corrado potential for a great looking car. And when properly tuned, it actually holds a nice stance. So the Corrado VR6 has earned an 8. Our competitive score sits pretty low, as the lack of acceleration and the massive amount of time spent to control body roll takes away from the game enjoyment. For this truly to be an effective car, there would need to be a few hours put into the tuning and fine-tuning to be perfect. That earned this car a rating of 6. The fun factor of this car varies. It's fun to cruise around in, but there are just many other cars that are more fun. It's a great sleeper or even a unique car to bring to a themed car meet, but not a top choice for fun runs or custom online adventure. Thus, it rates a 7, bringing us to a total of 21 points out of 30, tying with the Honda CRX. Well, I hope you guys have been enjoying these car reviews. Look out for another track reveal soon, and by popular demand, the next car review will be on the Camaro with wide body to compare directly against the Mustang GT350R. Please like and share this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, safe driving.